Hey class, in this video I'm going to do an overview of some of the things you'll need to help you in your first assignment. Before I get started, I just want to show you that we're going to create basically this, or I'm going to create this for you on screen. So moving back to that blank spreadsheet, the first thing that I always want you to do is title your spreadsheets. So I'm going to call this my schedule. Down at the bottom you have sheet tabs. You can name each one of your tabs that you include in this file a different name. I'm going to call this S2 for semester 2. So if I add additional sheets, notice I added a sheet 2, I can call this fall semester. And I can have different information on each one of these or copy and paste the information from one to another. Going back to the S2 spreadsheet, when I click in A1, actually I'm going to click in A2, I want the word Monday to appear there, Monday. And notice when I hit enter, it accepts the data, but I want Monday, I want to take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Quickly do that, rest your mouse in the corner where the little square is, get a black plus sign and pull that down. Automatically fills what's called an auto series and puts in the days of the week. Going across the top in B1, I want my schedule to start at 11 a.m. and I want it to go up by increments of 30 minutes. So this one should say 11:30 a.m. Instead of me typing each one in every half-hour increment, if I select B1 through C1, that's a range of cells, B1 through C1, I can rest my mouse on that little square in the corner, get the black plus sign, and pull that over. Let's say the day stops at 3 o'clock. In addition, I wanted to add a title across the top, and I forgot to do that. So how do I make a row above this? It's as easy as clicking on the number 1, right-clicking, and insert one above, meaning one row above. And in this first row, I want to call this my work schedule. I want the words my work schedule to be over here. And some students might just click, hold, and drag that cell information over. But I can still see all these separate cells. If I hit Control Z, I'm going to take that back. I want my work schedule to be in one large cell. It's called merging. So this is how you do it. A1 through J1 is what you'll select. And up here you'll see it'll say merge cells. If I click the down arrow, I want to merge them all. So it merged right into one large cell. Now I can just go over and hit center align. And I'm going to make my cell or my row height larger by resting my mouse between the 1 and the 2, click holding and dragging and making this larger. I would like my work schedule to be right here in the middle. So in addition, I'm going to come over to vertical alignment and click middle. And then I'm going to fill my buckets with a really, or my cell from the bucket with a really dark purplish pink color. And now it's hard for me to see my text, so I'm going to go up and click white. Sorry, on the text. I apologize. In addition, I'm going to make my text larger, maybe 18 points. And make my row just a bit bigger. If you want to change your font, you can do that. Make it look a little different. You have lots to choose from, so you can, do that if you choose to. So we'll leave it at that. Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Friday. I want to make these bold, so I'm going to select those and hit Control B, or you can use the B up here. And the same thing with the days, or I'm sorry, the times. I'm going to click bold for those as well. So as you can see, I'm just going to go back, it's starting to look a little bit more like the schedule that I previously created. Click back over here. If you notice, there's some borders over here in the range where I would type all of my work schedule subjects. B3 through J7 is a range. So in this range of cells, I want to add a border. So if I click the borders tool and click all borders, by default it's going to go to black. If you want to change the border color, you could come over here and change the border color to something different. If you want to make the border a little thicker, you can come over here and make the border thicker as well. I'm going to change it back to that thinner border just because that's what I like. I also need these rows to be a little bit taller. So I'm going to select 3 all the way down to 7. Then rest my mouse between the two of the numbers and click, hold, and drag. If I want a specific number, I can do that. I can right click on the numbers, and again, all I'm doing is selecting all of these numbers 3 through 7, meaning these rows. Right click and say resize rows, and I want to make those 50. A little bigger than I wanted, just close though. For my width for my columns, I like the width of this column, I'm just going to leave it, but for B all the way through J, notice how I clicked on the B and selected, I clicked on the B and selected all the way over to J. I can right click and resize columns B through J. Maybe I want these to be 90, not quite as big. Okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way to Friday, I want to make sure, or I want it to be up in the middle of the cell. I want it to be right here. So I'll select all of these days of the week, and I will go up to vertical alignment and click center, or I'm sorry, middle align. Select my times and change those to center and middle. And then I'm going to make this row 2 a little bit taller so you can see that it's in the center from left to right and in the middle from top to bottom. So on Monday, I have math. I'm going to start that at 11, work on that for about an hour and a half, let's say, or just about an hour. Then I'm going to do my science because I love math and science. Start BCF and then work on art for a little bit. Because I have these same classes on Wednesday and Friday, I will select B3 through I3 and hit Control C. Copy that and you get a little dashed line that moves around. Next, I will click on in B5 and Control V, paste that there, Control V, paste that on Friday. So if something changes, I can change what I'm going to do on Friday, but right now I'm going to leave my first week to be these classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Tuesday and Thursday, let's say at 11 o'clock, I am going to do my social studies, and then English at 12:30, and what else do I have? Oh, my Spanish. And at 2 o'clock, I'm going to do Spanish. Same thing for Tuesday and Thursday. Copy and then paste. And now I have my schedule. I want all of these words to be in the center and in the middle. So I'll select the range B3 through J7, make this center, and make this middle align. In addition, I want to change my text color because I just want it to look a little different. And I want to change my font to be something different. Maybe I'll make it just a little larger. Now, if you notice, social studies looks fine like this, but if I wanted the word studies on the second line, here's a trick. If I click right before the S in studies, I can hit or hold down Control and hit Enter again to accept it. So social studies can be on 2 different lines but in the same cell. Again, hold down Control, hit Enter, it goes down to the next line, and then just hit Enter by itself to accept it. Now let's say that at the end of every day, I want to make sure that I have checked off that I've done all the work. So I want to add check boxes here and then put check marks in them. So if I click in K3 and go to Insert, there's an option that says checkbox. I can include that checkbox, and I want to include it all the way down to Friday. So now that I have it in K3, I can just rest my mouse, get the black plus sign, and click, hold, and drag to copy that down. So as I go through, this is my goal tracker. Oh, did I do everything on Monday? Check. Yes, I did. Did I do everything on Tuesday? Yes, I did. If I didn't, I'll leave it unchecked, and until I complete it, I can check it. You could add cells in between and put check marks right next to these in a different cell. I'm just going to leave these ones here right at the end. Let's say that for the top here, I'm going to make this look a little different for the numbers. Just change it just a little different than what we had on the last, or what I had on the last one. I want to make all of these cells black. But if you notice, now you can't see my text. So I need to go back into my text. It's still there, and make it white. So it's pretty close to what I told you we would be making over in this one. The only difference is I have some more color here. If you want to put more color, you can select and add some different color to the background. I hope some of these formatting features help you to complete the assignment that is due on Friday. If you have questions, reach out to me via email, Google Classroom, or the shared doc with questions. Good luck!